lovely listener. Welcome back to English Talk Cafe. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack, and today we've got something super exciting for you.
You know what's funny? Last week, Jack and I had the most hilarious argument over, wait for it, a simple vegetable.
It wasn't an argument, Emma. I just said I was going to the shop to buy some aubergines.
And I said, why don't you just say eggplant like a normal person?
Normal person? I am speaking normally. I'm British.
And that's when we realized this would make the perfect video.
So today we're diving deep into British versus American English.
Whether you're learning English, traveling to the UK or USA, or just curious about why we English speakers can't seem to agree on anything.
This video is going to be your ultimate guide. We'll cover vocabulary, spelling, pronunciation, and even some grammar differences.
So grab your tea
Or your coffee.
and let's get started. Before we jump in, let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a British movie and thought, wait, what did they just say?
Or maybe you learned American English in school, but then you meet someone from London and suddenly you're completely lost.
That's totally normal. And here's the motivating part. Understanding both British and American English doesn't just make you a better English speaker.
It makes you a more confident communicator, because here's the truth. English is a global language, and the more variations you understand, the more people you can connect with.
Think about it. There are about 370 million native English speakers worldwide. Roughly 60 million speak British English, and about 300 million speak American English.
But that's not even counting all the learners. There are over 1.5 billion English learners globally.
So whether you're watching Hollywood movies, reading British literature, doing business internationally, or just chatting online, you're going to encounter both versions.
And today, we're going to make sure you're ready for all of it, because knowledge is power, friends.
Exactly. So let's start with the most obvious difference, vocabulary.
Right, vocabulary. This is where Emma and I have the most friendly debates.
You mean where you use weird words and I have to translate?
They're not weird. They're proper English.
Okay, let's let our viewers decide. Jack, what do you call this? Hold up picture of pants or trousers.
Those are trousers, obviously.
In America, we call them pants. For us, trousers sounds old-fashioned.
Well, what do you call these then? Hold up picture of underwear.
Underwear, or sometimes underpants.
We call those pants. See, in Britain, pants means underwear.
So if you're in London and someone says nice pants, they're not complimenting your jeans, just a heads up.
Let's go through some more classic examples. I'll say the British word, Emma says the American.
Perfect. Let's start with food because that's where it gets really interesting.
Chips.
French fries. But wait, what do you call potato chips?
Crisps.
See? Already confusing. So in Britain, chips are thick-cut fries and crisps are the thin, crunchy snacks from a bag.
Biscuit.
Cookie. Although we do have biscuits in America, but they're like savory bread rolls, not sweet treats.
Aubergine.
Eggplant.
Courgette.
Zucchini.
Rocket.
Arugula.
Are you starting to see a pattern here? For vegetables especially, British English often uses words borrowed from French, while American English has its own terms.
Now let's talk about transportation because this is super practical if you're traveling.
Brilliant. So car-related words. Boot.
Trunk. That's the storage space at the back of your car.
Bonnet.
Hood. The part covering the engine.
Petrol.
Gasoline or just gas.
Lorry.
Truck.
Subway or tube.
Subway.
Though I should mention in Britain, subway means an underground pedestrian walkway, not the train system.
That's such a good point. These mix-ups can actually lead to real confusion when you're trying to get directions.
Absolutely. Let's do some everyday items around the house.
Love it. Okay, what do you call the room with the toilet?
The toilet, the loo, or the WC. Sometimes the bathroom if there's a bath in it.
In America, we say bathroom or restroom, even if there's no bath. Saying toilet directly is considered a bit too blunt.
Fascinating cultural difference. What about rubbish?
Trash or garbage. Bin. Trash can or garbage can.
Lift.
Elevator.
Flat.
Apartment. Garden. Yard, though we do use garden for flower gardens specifically.
Queue.
Line, like standing in line.
And Brits love queuing. It's basically our national sport.
Here's a pro tip. If you're learning English and want to be understood everywhere, it's good to know both versions. You don't have to use both, but recognition is key.
Exactly. Let's do a few more fun ones. Jumper.
Sweater.
Trainers.
Sneakers or athletic shoes.
Holiday.
Vacation.
Football.
Soccer. And our football is what you call American football.
Mobile phone.
Cell phone.
Post.
Mail. So that's vocabulary, and honestly, we could go on for hours, but let's move to something equally important. Spelling.
Ah, yes. Spelling. This is where things get systematic. There are actual patterns you can learn.
And once you know these patterns, you can predict how thousands of words are spelled differently.
Pattern number 1. O-U-R versus O-R.
In British English, words like colour, honour, favour, and neighbour are spelt with O-U-R.
But in American English, you drop the U. Color, honor, favor, neighbor.
This applies to so many words. Behaviour, behaviour. Flavour, flavour. Harbour, harbour. Labour, labour.
Pattern number 2. R-E versus E-R.
British English, centre, theatre, metre, fibre.
American English, center, theater, meter, fiber.
The American version basically puts the E and R in the order they sound.
Pattern 3. Single L versus double L.
This one's tricky. In British English, when you add endings to words, you often double the L.
For example, travel becomes traveled and traveling in British English.
But in American English, it's travelled and travelling, just one L.
Same with cancelled, cancelled, modeling, modeling, jewelry, jewelry.
Pattern 4. ISE versus IZE.
Actually, this one's complicated. In Britain, both ISE and IZE are acceptable for many words, though ISE is more common.
In America, we almost always use IZE, organize, realize, apologize.
Whereas in Britain, you'll commonly see organize, realize, apologize.
Pattern 5. Ence versus ence.
British, defense, offense, license as a noun, pretense.
American, defense, offense, license, pretense.
Though interestingly, both British and American use sense and suspense the same way.
Let's mention a few individual words that are just different.
Gray.
Grey. Though honestly, you'll see both spellings in both countries now.
Drought.
Draft.
Plow.
Plow.
Check, money.
Check.
Tire on a car.
Tire. Now, here's a really important question we get a lot. Which spelling should I use?
Brilliant question. Here's the practical answer. Be consistent within any single piece of writing.
If you're writing for an American audience or American company, use American spelling. If you're writing for a British audience, use British spelling.
And if you're taking an English exam like IELTS or TOEFL.
IELTS accepts both British and American spelling. TOEFL is American-focused, but won't penalize British spelling. Just be consistent.
The key is consistency and knowing your audience.
All right, now let's talk about how we actually sound different.
This is the fun part. Pronunciation is where our accents really shine.
First, let's talk about the R sound. This is huge.
In British English, especially in standard Southern British accents, we're what's called non-rhotic. That means we don't pronounce the R at the end of words or before consonants.
So, Jack would say car like car and water like water.
Whereas Emma, with her American accent, pronounces every R, car and water.
Hard, park, mother, father. We really emphasize those R's in American English.
Second major difference, the T sound in the middle of words.
Americans often turn the T into a soft D sound, or what's called a flapped T.
So water becomes almost water. Butter becomes butter.
Better, letter, matter, they all have that soft D sound in American English.
But in British English, we keep a crisper T sound. Water, butter, better.
Let's try a sentence. Get a better bottle of water.
Get a better bottle of water.
Get a better bottle of water.
That's actually a perfect demonstration.
Third difference is the O sound in words like hot, not, and box.
In British English, it's more rounded. Hot, not, box.
In American English, it's more open. Heart, not, box.
Let's try, I've got a lot of coffee in my shop.
I've got a lot of coffee in my shop. Now, some specific words are pronounced completely differently. This is super helpful to know.
Schedule. In British English, schedule.
In American English, schedule.
Advertisement. British, advertisement. Stress on the second syllable.
American, advertisement. Stress on the third syllable.
Laboratory. British, laboratory.
American, laboratory.
Privacy. British, privacy, with a short I.
American, privacy, with a long I.
Tomato. British, tomato.
American, tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Had to do it.
Now, here's something really important to remember. Within Britain and America, there's huge accent variation.
Absolutely. American English includes Southern accents, New York accents, Boston accents, California accents.
And British English includes Scottish, Welsh, Irish, Northern, Midlands, Cockney, received pronunciation.
So what we're describing here are just general standard accents. There's so much more variety out there.
And that's the beauty of English. It's diverse.
Okay, now let's get into some grammar differences. These are more subtle, but they matter.
Difference number 1, collective nouns.
In American English, we usually treat collective nouns as singular, so the team is winning.
In British English, we can treat them as either singular or plural. The team is winning or the team are winning.
So British speakers might say, the government are considering new policies.
But Americans would say the government is considering new policies.
Both are correct within each dialect.
Second difference, present perfect versus past simple.
This is subtle but important. British speakers use the present perfect more often for recent actions.
For example, I would say, I've just eaten lunch, or have you done your homework yet?
Americans tend to use past simple more. I just ate lunch, or did you do your homework yet?
Both are grammatically correct, but there's a different preference.
Third is have and have got.
British speakers often use have got. I've got a car. Have you got any siblings?
Americans usually just say have. I have a car. Do you have any siblings?
Though we'll also say I've got sometimes. It's just less common in America.
Fourth, prepositions with time expressions.
British, at the weekend, in hospital, in future.
American, on the weekend, in the hospital, in the future.
Notice we often drop the article the in British English for certain expressions.
Fifth, different prepositions with certain verbs.
Different from versus different from or different than.
Americans both use different from, but Americans also use different than.
Another example, write to someone, British, versus write someone, American.
I'll write to you tomorrow versus I'll write you tomorrow.
Sixth, irregular verb forms.
Some verbs have different past tense or past participle forms.
Get, British, past participle is got. American is gotten.
I've gotten better at chess.
I've got better at chess.
Though forgotten is used in both.
Learnt versus learned. Spelt versus spelt.
Burned versus burnt.
Americans prefer the ed ending, learned, spelled, burned.
British speakers use both, but T endings are quite common. Learnt, spelt, burnt.
Seventh, some expressions are just different.
Take a decision, British, versus make a decision, American.
At university, British versus in college, American.
Go to hospital, British, versus go to the hospital, American.
And here's a really practical one for dates.
British format, day, month, year. So 3rd May 2024 is written 03/05/2024.
American format, month, day, year. So May 3rd, 2024 is written 05/03/2024.
This causes so much confusion in international business.
Always clarify which format you're using when writing dates.
So, after all these differences, you might be thinking, which version should I learn?
Honestly, the answer is learn both, but master one.
Choose the version that's most useful for your goals. Are you planning to study in America? Focus on American English.
Want to work in London? Focus on British English.
But here's the thing, don't stress too much about mixing them.
Exactly. Native speakers mix British and American English all the time, especially with global media.
I watch American Netflix shows. Emma reads British authors. We're constantly exposed to both.
Here are our top practical tips.
1. Be consistent in formal writing. Pick one style and stick with it in essays, emails, or reports.
2. Don't worry about your accent. Communication is about being understood, not sounding like a native speaker.
3. Expand your listening practice. Watch both British and American TV shows, YouTube channels, podcasts.
4. Read widely from both sources, British newspapers, American blogs, both kinds of literature.
5. Use spell check settings wisely. Microsoft Word and Google Docs let you choose British or American English.
6. When in doubt, choose the version your audience will know best.
7. Learn to code switch. Being able to adapt your English to your audience is a superpower.
And most importantly, don't let these differences intimidate you. English speakers everywhere are used to variation.
We understand each other just fine even with these differences.
So friends, we've covered a lot today.
Vocabulary, spelling, pronunciation, grammar, British and American English have their quirks.
But here's what I want you to remember. These differences don't divide us. They make English richer and more interesting.
Every version of English is valid and valuable, whether you speak with a British accent, American accent, Indian accent, Nigerian accent, you're speaking real English.
The goal isn't to sound British or American. The goal is to communicate clearly and confidently.
And now you have the knowledge to understand English speakers from anywhere in the world.
You can watch British films without subtitles, read American novels, chat with people from different countries.
You're not just learning a language, you're joining a global community of English speakers.
So keep learning, keep practicing, and don't be afraid to ask questions when you encounter something new.
And remember, mistakes are how we learn. We've both made tons of mistakes.
True. The important thing is to keep going, keep growing, and enjoy the journey.
Before we go, let us know in the comments, do you use British or American English, or maybe both?
And what's your favorite British or American word? We'd love to hear from you.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to English Talk Cafe for more helpful content.
Hit that notification bell so you never miss our new videos.
And share this with anyone who's learning English. This could really help them out.
Thanks so much for watching, everyone.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep improving,
And keep loving English. Bye.